Hello, YouTube. We are back in Genesis chapter 12, and I'm just going to go ahead and get started. We're going to start with the chapter heading. Abram will become a great nation. He and his seed will bless all the families of the earth. He travels from Haran to the land of Canaan. Because of famine, he goes down into Egypt. Abram and Sarai are tested in Pharaoh's court. Verse 1. Now the Lord said unto Abram, Get thee out of thy country, from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, unto a land that I will shew thee. Verse 2. And I will make thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. Verse 3. And I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curseth thee. And in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed. Verse 4. So Abram departed, as the Lord had spoken unto him, and Lot went with him. And Abram was 75 years old, when he departed out of Haran. Verse 5. And Abram took Sarai his wife, and Lot his brother's son, and all of their substance that they had gathered, and the souls that they had gotten in Haran, that they went forth into the lands of Canaan, and into the lands of Canaan they came. Verse 6. And Abram passed through the land unto the place of Sichem, the plain of Moreh, and the Canaanite was then in the land. Verse 7. And the Lord appeared unto Abram, and said unto thy seed, Will I give this land? And there builded he an altar unto the Lord, who appeared unto him. Verse 8. And he removed from thence unto a mountain on the east of Bethel, and pitched his tent, having Bethel on the west, and Hai on the east. And there he builded an altar unto the Lord, and called upon the name of the Lord. Verse 9. And Abram journeyed, going on still forward toward the south. Sorry, I inserted a word there, but still toward the south, forward. And there was a famine, verse 10, and there was a famine in the land, and Abram went down into Egypt to sojourn there, for the famine was grievous in the land. In verse 11, and it came to pass when he come near to enter into Egypt, that he said unto Sarai his wife, Behold now, I know that thou art a fair woman to look upon. Therefore, verse 12, it shall come to pass when the Egyptians shall see thee, they shall say, This is his wife, and they will kill me, but they will save thee alive. In verse 13, Say, I pray thee, thou art my sister, and it may be well with me for thy sake, and my soul shall live because of thee. In verse 14, And it came to pass that when Abram was come into Egypt, the Egyptians beheld the woman that she was very fair. In verse 15, the princes also of Pharaoh saw her, and commanded her before Pharaoh, and the woman was taken into the Pharaoh's house. Sorry, I'm still recovering from sickness a little bit. And we're going to go into verse 16. And he entreated Abram well for her sake. And he had sheep, oxen, and he-asses, and men-servants, and maidservants, and she-asses, and camels. And the Lord plagued Pharaoh at his house with great plagues because of Sarai, Abram's wife. So it's interesting, even before Moses comes along, the Lord still plagues Egypt. There's probably some sort of, I think, pride with not necessarily the people of Egypt, but what they were believing in, and that it was causing God to deal with them harshly. But here it's for a very specific reason. Verse 17 again, it says, And the Lord plagued Pharaoh and his house with great plagues because of Sarai, Abram's wife. Verse 18, And Pharaoh called Abram, and said, What is it that thou hast done unto me? Why didst thou not tell me that she was thy wife? And verse 19, Why saidst thou, She is my sister, so I might have taken her to me to wife? Now therefore, behold thy wife, take her, and go thy way. In verse 20, And Pharaoh commanded his men concerning him, and they sent him away, and his wife, and all that he had. And that's the end of Genesis chapter 12. That was a good chapter. Noah's seed, Abram, goes and moves out of the land of Canaan during a famine into Egypt to gain provision, and he wants to protect his life and his wife as well. And it's interesting that Abraham, not even Moses, Abraham is assisted by God through plagues as well onto Egypt again, kind of rephrasing what I said earlier. And that's the Pharaoh that Pharaoh, as opposed to the Pharaoh that Moses dealt with, was a lot more understanding. And yeah. Anyways, that's the end of Genesis chapter 12. We're going to head into Genesis chapter 13, and I will see you on the next live stream video.